Does anyone have a question?
Stuart, I have a question, Bob Sink.
Yes, Bob.
It seems as if that for the heart to really open, that you must be 100% in the hara. Can you talk about that? Is that true?
No, look, nobody's going to be 100% in the hara. But if you can focus your mind there, if you keep the energy, there, it'll give you the strength inside to open the heart. So these things are not equivalent. You got to have 100% attention in the hara in order for the heart to open. It's not true. All you need is a connection with the power, the chi, the energy in that chakra. That connection, and that ability to focus there and the building of chi gives you the strength to open the heart. So I don't think that's true, Bob. I mean, you don't have to be 100% focused there because frankly, nobody's ever going to be 100% focused there. I mean, we all have to deal with minds and, there's always tension and things and problems we have to deal with. But if we're 50% focused there, 60% focused there, it will really unravel, not even unravel, but it'll really open us up to just an enormous amount of chi, of energy, of power. That energy acts as a foundation to keep the heart open. Otherwise, it becomes an impossible situation because nobody is going to be able to stay focused there 100% of the time, So, the key to opening the heart center is having yourself, bringing your attention into the chakra below the navel. The mind is an incredible surgical instrument. The mind is a great power, and it often is an energy that really makes everybody crazy. And the reason for that is the tension in the mind, the logistical element of the mind, wanting to figure everything out and ultimately realizing you can't figure anything out. All of that stuff keeps us from really focusing in that chakra. But once we can use the mind as pure energy, and we use our will and our need to grow to bring our attention down there, and we can master that, it will just open up, profound pockets of chi and energy that gives us the strength to open the heart chakra. The key is ultimately getting the heart chakra open, because nobody will be spiritually enlightened unless there's love and there's joy and kindness and happiness. But we need to be rooted. We need foundation. We need to be grounded inside ourselves. So no, you don't have to be fully, get the chakra below the navel fully open. You don't have to do that. You just got to get it open and tap the chi. And as you work on yourself day after day, you can open it a little more and a little more. You understand? We strengthen it. We bring all of that energy of the mind down there. And this is really powerful energy. I mean, just about everything you see around you is kind of a manifestation of the human mind. And just think how powerful that energy is. Somebody had an idea, a thought, so then there's a skyscraper, there's this and that. You understand? It's all a manifestation of the mind. All the tension we experience in the world is a manifestation of the mind. So internalizing it is the key to a spiritual life. Instead of endlessly throwing it out into the world, you internalize it and you use your will and your need to grow, to get yourself focused in the chakra below the navel. I've said it many times, a human being, is really a point in a triangle that connects spirit, the higher energy, with life, karma. That point in us that connects these two things is really directly in the chakra below the navel. And once we get our consciousness focused there, we open the heart. And there's joy, there's love, there's kindness, there's happiness, there's forgiveness. There are all the elements that are so essential to not only having a spiritual life, but to live here like a human being. And I'll tell you, the first thing I ever learned from Rudy, first thing he ever said to me, bring the focus of your mind to the chakra below the navel. It's the first thing. And then he used to endlessly talk about this. So I'll just repeat it. You don't have to open the entire chakra, or you don't have to be totally focused there in order to tap chi. Understand? You need to do it incrementally, slowly developing that area in yourself. I mean, you can even look at this meditation we practice as a kind of martial art. Except we're not getting in rings and throwing people around. We're getting centered so that we can truly do life's dance. And I know this isn't easy. And the reason it's not an easy is that from the time we're born, we're taught that we have to go into our minds and figure out everything. We are so conditioned to living that way that transforming that kind of conditioning is really a major job. So if you have trouble doing it, don't worry. Everyone in the world has trouble doing that. But we, in doing this meditation, could be one step ahead of everybody, because in order for the meditation to truly work, we have to have that kind of grounding. And then we bring it into our life. I hope this is clear. This is such a fundamental and important element of what Rudy taught, what he trained me in, what I learned from him, and what I try to pass on to other people. Does anyone have a question? Anyone else have a question?
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome, Bob. Does anyone else?
Hi, Stuart. It's Paula. I find it interesting that Bob's question was related to my experience. So I felt my heart open, and it felt like an organ moving, just so alive. And I felt my heart the same way. And then it was amazing. And I wondered, do we bring our attention to the throat chakra and the third eye, or just stay where we're at?
Stay in the navel chakra, open the heart by feeling gratitude. Gratitude is the key to opening the heart. Real gratitude, something that's profoundly deep inside you, where you are grateful for your life, You're grateful for all the manifestations in your life. You're grateful for your humanity. You know, that will open the heart. And then once the heart is open, the throat will open. And the third eye or the mind, you know, if we bring it down below the navel and we get that chakra, then that's just going to open. It'll start receiving knowledge, wisdom from the universe. The key is getting grounded and feeling gratitude. And once you do that, the energy can flow through your whole system. And then it'll go through the sexual area. And sexual area, you know, it really transforms the human to the spiritual, the sexual energy, and activates Kundalini. That's what Tantra is all about. I've said it many times. It's the transformation of the human to the spiritual. We give birth to ourselves. But how do you do that unless you are grounded? Because again, that's a really powerful thing. And unless you're grounded, it could, you know, I don't know what it could do. So being grounded is the key to the heart, the throat, the mind, sexual energy, the Kundalini. So, you know, I don't like to talk about these things in esoteric and theologicals. You know, I just have no interest in that. I like to make all of this stuff practical, pragmatic, that we build an inner life that we live with every day, and we can take that inner life into everything we do in the world. I mean, I heard of Kundalini before, and people that studied it before I met Rudy, but nobody ever gave it the practicality of Rudy's meditation practice. And when I heard what he taught and how he taught it, I was really blown away. Because it was something that I could use in my daily life. Does anyone else have a question?
Thank you. There's so much aliveness with it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, you know, it's like Lazarus coming, giving birth to ourselves. That's what this is about, giving birth to oneself. It's the Immaculate Conception here.
Can you talk about what that means, Stuart, giving birth to ourselves?
About what that means. You know, I don't want to get into theology. I really don't like it. And it's not a subject I'm kidding around, but it basically is, you know, you connect with God and spirit, Shakti, higher energy, you give birth to yourself. The Immaculate Conception. And in many ways, I suspect, you know, although I don't want to get into a battle with the Catholic Church, you know, that the meanings in those books had to do with something like that. Again, I'm not a theologian, so I don't like to discuss those kind of things. But I used to have rabbis, I remember years ago, they would call me up and ask me for my interpretation of passages in the Bible. And when I would give them my and they would say they never heard that when they studied in the seminaries, you know? Because it comes out of my own experience. It doesn't come out of having read about it in a book. Does anyone else have a question? Okay, there'll be a meditation on Wednesday evening or Wednesday afternoon, depending on where you are. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. And as I always end these sessions, God bless you all and thank you. because I'm here to learn. I'm here to grow. Your presence here helps me to learn and grow, draws out of me things I never even dreamed I could have drawn out of me. So God bless you and thank you. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody on Wednesday. Thank you.
Stuart.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
It's wonderful. Thank you,
Great
Stuart.
evening.
Good night, Stuart.
Night.